This is the Daily Saints Pod with Zach and Greg.
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Saints Pod. My name is Greg, and today, once again, finally joined by my good friend and wonderful co-host, Zach. Mate, how was your time off? You feeling well rested and ready to head into the playoffs?
Sure, something like that. I've been so busy, and as much as I had a lovely trip, I've been away. I've had a week in Longley. I've had a wedding. I'm so discombobulated. I did manage to catch all of the football, including the game against Ipswich, including the game yesterday. So yeah, it's been good, but just very all over the place. I'm glad to be back, and now that we have our place in the playoffs definitely confirmed, with the opponent definitely confirmed, it's all eyes on that, right?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, look, let's talk about we took yesterday off for the bank holiday because it's been a long one, guys. Like we deserve bank holiday too. But would you say it was like comfortable, job done against Preston? It felt very much that vibe, right?
Yeah, I didn't. It was. I'm slightly surprised at how easy it felt, considering we lost to them last time round. That was like Will Still's last game, right? Was when we lost to Preston previously, and I kind of didn't expect it to be as easy. And it's frustrating because if we managed to beat those last two previous games with that level of comfortability, we'd probably be having a different conversation right now. It would be how do we plan to go up, etc. But alas, the way that the universe has decided it is to go through the pains of playoffs again. So yeah, it was a good game though. Like I really enjoyed watching it. It had some proper classic goals, 2 goals from 2 separate strikers. A Taylor Harwood-Bellis like bullet header. All you really missed was a Ryan Manning. Sorry?
What a header as well, by the way. Just unbelievable.
But all you were missing was a man-in free kick, to be honest.
And that was close at the end as well. But picked out by Wellington as well.
Yes.
He looked up and picked him out, and it was an absolute peach. And Fellows just causing absolute hassle down that right-hand side for the fullback, who wanted nothing more than to be on the beach already and was actually having to try and defend against that. It was it would have been like the perfect performance, bar one literal slip-up, right? It was...
Well, look, let's get to that. Let's start with that, and then we'll work our way back to the team lineups, because obviously it was probably slightly different than a lot of people had predicted, but also not as different as people have probably wanted. But I've been talking about that Boric mistake that Peretz potentially has in him all season. We saw it I can't remember which game it was, a couple of games beforehand, where he did the same thing, where he was in midfield and had to track back, and that was the Matsuki clear off the line. It was the City game, wasn't it?
Mate.
Yeah. It was at Wembley. You're right, he did that at Wembley. So we know it's potentially there. Am I glad he got it out the way against Preston in a game that was effectively meaningless for us? Yes. Did it affect the result? No. Had it been a 1-0 defeat to Preston due to that mistake, I think people would be probably slightly more annoyed. But it is what it is.
He's got a bit of credit in the bank from a lot of very good saves that keep us in the game. And even in this game, he made that double save in the first half and a comfortable one from a corner as well. And he just misreads the timing of the flight of the ball and then goes to turn around and slips up. And yeah, just getting out of his system is the most important thing, right? We got it. We've had it now. It's not going to happen again in the playoffs. It's just done. Focus up. Head back in the game and go again. But you're right. Let's start at the start. Let's start at the team sheet. So, I talked in the preview about the expectation of some rotation because the game was still important because winning it gave us the home away leg, right?
Yes,
and confirmed that. But I expected rotation. I expected almost exactly the players to be rotated that were. I know that Bree was going to have a rest because he's played so many minutes. I knew.
Did you expect Shea Charles to be in his position though?
I've got to tell you what, mate, that wasn't on my list. It kind of makes sense to me with the benefit of hindsight and a bit of reflection on it, because Shea Charles is quite a similar physical profile to James Bree, and he's perfectly capable of defending in a defensive position, and James Bree is also one of these like progressive players looking to make that pass, which is what Shea Charles is also good at. So it's kind of the same thing, just like slightly to the back and the right of what he does anyway. To oversimplify it, I guess, but it's
giving James Ward-Prowse against Wilfred Zaha, mate, is what it's giving. It's like we for some reason have only one right back, and that means that if he needs to take a break, we need to replace him with literally anybody who can play that position. And
it kind of worked.
It worked. It's fine.
He's a versatile player.
He won the 3-1. It wasn't like, and again, the only reason we really even conceded was due to a literal slip up by our goalkeeper, who was for some reason near the halfway line.
Another correct score prediction from me on the show, by the way.
Nice, good job.
But look, I mean, even with Shea Charles in the back line, Wellington was where Preston targeted as the weak point in that defence, which kind of says it all to me. And I think from Tonda's perspective, it's more about physical presence than anything else.
Yes,
purely because we heard early on in his like tenure that it's like, I need to get some height on the pitch, and with the greatest respect to Yellett, he isn't that. So
he wasn't even in the starting lineup, mate. Like, he wasn't even on the subs bench or anything. So it was what it was.
Yeah, exactly that. It kind of is what it is. But I was maybe a little bit surprised to see Bree brought on in the second half, bearing in mind the amount of minutes. But also, 7 days of that game now is more than these players have done in the last 8 weeks.
Yeah, true. But again, like, I think a lot of people were surprised. I know that Wellington's not played a lot, so to do an expected full 90 from him, admittedly he put in a good performance at Wembley, but to expect another full 90 of him so soon, I understand why they brought Manning on, but at the same time, I think it was just a bit sort of confusing. Like, it would have been a good run out for Joshua Kwasi, but again, it was about. It seemed to me the right balance of trying to win the game and trying to rest people. Because obviously that was the big debate before the game online, right? It was that everyone was like, we should just put out the kids. And the other half was like, we need to still win. Momentum's important. And it's like, he knows that, and he knows that both of those sides are accurate. And so, the only person that I probably would have given a run out of was Kwasi. But at the same time, I would have probably swapped him out for Taylor. And he's the one that went on to open the scoring and, proper captain behaviour. Yander only gets better.
I don't think that you could get Taylor Harwood-Bellis to sit out of this team,
whether you wanted to or not. You're right. you're right, and
doesn't have any of that about it. But you're right. It was the right balance. And look, I was a bit surprised that Leo started, but it kind of makes sense. I absolutely called Archer and Stewart starting, and Fellows purely because I don't think Matsky's fit. So it makes sense. Bragg and Yander. Bragg's been very good covering Flynn in this sort of period where he's been suspended. Yander's been, I don't know what they've started giving him for breakfast in these last 3 games, mate, but it's just that he is like... Is
it the sudden sort of reality to a lot of these players that, wait, I could play the Premier League. All I do is like get it over the line.
I don't know, it's like, obviously he's been very good for us all season, and there have been I would say that he's been very good with sparks of excellence, throughout, and sort of, as is very Saints, up and down, some great performances, some not so great performances, but since Wembley, he's just been ridiculous, just been absolutely everywhere, winning the ball back on halfway. I think the second goal, the Ross Stewart goal, starts with Yander winning it on the halfway line. Lovely assist from Cam Archer, screaming at Ross Stewart to hit it first time, and he doesn't, and still gets it in the goal. So it's one of those where if it doesn't go in, you can be more critical, I suppose, but puts it away. Happy days. even at that point, it felt very job done, right?
Yeah.
Early in the second half. And certainly for me at home at that point, my eyes were on the other games and seeing where we were going to finish, who we were going to end up playing, and
yeah, I think that was kind of my point. It's not that we were having a bit of a catch up pre-show because obviously I just disappeared off the face of the earth for a little bit, and obviously it doesn't mean that I've not been paying attention. And it was a very odd feeling game because I was excited to watch it, but it kind of was like, well, really, all it's doing is confirming potentially who we're going to play, and even then, that is up to the final whistle realistically, and the range of emotions that went through probably a lot of clubs. At one point it was Derby, at one point it was Wrexham, finished on Hull. It's just kind of crazy.
I talked about it last week that there were like 8 or 9 different variable permutations of where we could end up and who we could face. Those 3 teams below: Derby, Hull, Wrexham, and of course Ipswich, Middlesbrough, and Millwall. And I'm like, look, I mean, you'd expect us to win, but what that means is that none of the other permutations of where we could end up sit on our shoulders at all, because it's all down to other results. And Ipswich made it very clear very early on. They streaked out in front of QPR, and so it became okay. That's fine. That was kind of the best possible outcome for us anyway, because it meant that feasibly we could finish as high as 3rd if Millwall had have lost. But it was kind of always going to be the case. Like, we knew Middlesbrough had the toughest game because Wrexham had the most left to play for.
Yeah.
And if we won and they drew, we ended up above them and crucially got that home leg in the second game. So,
not even being funny, mate. It came down to goal difference. So when we actually say how important was that game, we felt like it was job done. And though if we hadn't have scored 3, if we'd scored 2, we could have. I don't know what it would have gone down to at that point, right? Because goal difference would be the same.
It goes down to goals scored, and we'd have been ahead because we have a 10-goal lead on them.
But either way, if they hadn't, and again, but we discussed a lot of that beforehand anyway, like the what ifs. Like, if we beat Bristol and we beat Ipswich, we would have won the automatics.
I did a whole episode last Thursday, mate, about what the different outcomes of what
we could do. Yeah, I'm very aware, but it
took me 30 minutes, and I still missed one combination because I just assumed Ipswich were going to get a point.
But it's even silly things, right? Like, it's the what if we'd beaten Swansea in that game that we drew, that was supposedly Wilster was best game, right? Where somehow it doesn't matter how much we battered them, the goals never ran in. What if we won both South Coast derbies, right?
Yeah, no, you're entirely right, mate. Because I said before we came on air, I said worth touching on, if all of the things we talked about in the build up that were outside of our hands ended up happening. So if we had have beat Ipswich and we had have beat Bristol, we would have finished second. It was only the fact that we drew twice that meant that didn't happen. The other things that we needed to happen from other teams did happen. But you're right. Actually, it's not about these 4 games or these last 3 or 4 games. It's about the whole 46. And the fact that we've gone 19 games unbeaten in the league to finish it. I mean, you think about it, when we started this run, Preston were 5th and Middlesbrough were 2nd. So,
I feel like the real people that are probably the most frustrated with this season is probably Middlesbrough, when you spend the entirety of the season 2nd and then you end up missing out to Ipswich. And you can say whether or not you believe that the referee has partly, there's a big FA conspiracy, whatever, as Greg shared some of my opinions and that of my friends. I can understand that. It seems like we upset quite a few Ipswich Town fans that day.
Yeah,
right. Whatever. You got your second. You got second. Stop being upset about it.
I'll take the credit for upsetting the Ipswich fans, because in the clip I posted on social media, I did end on the funny joke about Ed Sheeran and did cut out the bit where I went on to say, but obviously it's not really a conspiracy. That's ridiculous. It's just unfortunate that the refereeing is this bad.
But it has been really funny.
Even what cost us the game.
It has been really funny now that loads of people are saying that they haven't seen Ed Sheeran at Ipswich for the last year, and now he's come out the woodwork. They've been promoted, which isn't entirely true at all. But it's what it is. It's like ultimately it's the hand of fate that we've been dealt is the playoffs. We've now got two super important games. We do have the advantage of a home leg being second. We know and have demonstrated how important that's been in the past. That West Brom game is still probably one of the best games I've ever been to, if not the best game I've ever been to. I don't quite understand how it pips promotion, but it does. Maybe you should think about it being at home as top of that.
It's just the atmosphere, mate.
It was something different. It was something.
You're going to feel the build up. I mean, I've already felt the build up. Obviously, the ticket information has come out. I have secured my ticket as a season ticket holder. Secured my seats as of release of this episode later on today. Tickets go on sale to members, and then tomorrow tickets go on sale for additional tickets for season ticket holders, and then the continuous line of certain amounts of purchase history. So, the excitement's building. We also got the ticket information for the away leg. We're going to get an allocation of 2,000 and a bit, which is crazy. But I guess it makes sense. You don't really want to give a huge away allocation and kind of give up that stuff, right? It's
bad. I'm just sat here being like, I don't even know any songs Middlesbrough have.
Yeah, but you don't want to give away a huge.
No, I get it.
The atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's going to be the same for us.
And also, it's 12:30 on a Saturday, so obviously for us to get to Middlesbrough for 12:30, it's going to be like a 4:30 a.m. departure, which no one really wants. But as always, the FL doesn't care about the people who go to games. That's not their target audience. But yeah, and if you've got 24 or more away trips this season to your name, you can get those tickets now. If not, then it's the slow rollout of. Yeah, we're up to. I think we're at the time of recording. We're up to 23 plus. At the time of release this morning, it will go up to 22 plus away matches, and then every couple of hours it goes down. They've only posted the details of up to 18 plus away matches because that's how quickly they will go, if it even gets that far. So, the people who travel away every game should be the people who get the opportunity to go through that game. That is quite right.
That is how fairness works.
And I will enjoy sitting on my sofa and watching it on Sky on Saturday, just because I'm not going to be. Certainly don't fall into that group, mate. Just the one away qualifying game this season to my name, one from last season. So, not.
Yeah, don't think you're going to make it, mate. I'm afraid. But it'll be what it'll be. I think. Yeah, it's just. It's a shame because it has meant that last game against Preston has just kind of been absorbed into this build up towards the playoffs now. And I didn't think it was a really good game, but it was just...
Now it's complex emotions, mate. That's why. Because now, obviously, we've all, as recently as 4 or 5 games ago, are we even going to make playoffs? And then, obviously...
And it's like second results to lose.
By the time we played Bristol, we were confirmed at least playoffs. And Tuesday night secured that we were only playoffs, which is crazy, and it just sort of pins the run we've on. But now it's complex emotions because it was the expected outcome in a lot of ways to have to do it, but also the 3 other teams in the playoffs, not teams we've performed well against this season, but also with the caveat that none of those teams are teams that we've played since we pulled it together and went on this run. So it's a lot of moving parts. And like you say, there's the whole Finn Azaz story about whether he can step up and do the job against his old team where he couldn't previously. It's just, it's scary. And a lot of neutrals will probably look at the form coming in and be like, well, Southampton are the team on fire, 19 unbeaten. They're going to be the team that do it. But actually, anything can happen in the playoffs, man.
The thing is that there are automatically the way that I'm already seeing it is that for a lot of people, we've already beaten Middlesbrough, which isn't necessarily going to be the case.
It's not going
And
to be the
there's
case.
also a lot of people that have already said that Millwall have beaten Hull. Hull beat us
also
twice
not the case
this season. Like, I want to say like 5-2 aggregate total, right? Like,
whilst I understand trying to look past Middlesbrough to some degree, they beat us 4-0 under Tonda. Like, it's... And I know it was before we like changed the formation and got stuff together, but these are teams that are in the position they're in the league on merit, right? You don't accidentally get into the playoffs over 46 games. And look, I know Middlesbrough were second for most of the season and have dropped off to fall to the point they are to end up finishing fifth. But that doesn't mean that that quality isn't still within the team to show up, and you can't look past that. It goes back to the old tagline, mate, that we've been touting the whole time. It's you need to believe, you cannot expect, because it's not there's no guarantee.
There is not. That's the thing, right? And we'll come in with a healthy set of belief, but considering how our season started, the expectation, and plus it's like that weird almost narrative that we have. People want either like Hull or Middlesbrough or Millwall to go up instead of us because we're one of the previously demoted teams, and this sort of, I want to call it like, I don't know, like agenda of like, oh, we're a yo-yo team. Like, not really. This would be like the second time. I'd understand a yo-yo team if it was constant, like a Burnley, right? Like a Burnley have spent, I want to say, since like 2020 going up and down and up and down and up and down, right? But I don't necessarily think that they seem to go, we haven't played them in so long because we're constantly in. Oh, actually, maybe that backs up people's points. But like, but it does really start to feel like an almost like villainesque narrative towards us because we were a team where it was expected, and I'm just like, that's just not the case, because again, there was a genuine fear, especially after that Middlesbrough game. Like, man, are we gonna go down? And then we saw that happen to Leicester. So it was possible. Anything was possible. Obviously, like, you know, we luckily been able to turn it around, and we've got some really good players and a really, really good set of belief. But that doesn't mean that we can go into a playoff, you know, situation and think we're just going to automatically win, right? That's what happened last year with like Coventry and Sunderland, right? And then like Sunderland have gone up and Sunderland have stayed up. And yeah, they may have been on holiday quite early towards the end of this season. However, once they have confirmed to stay up after just not expecting that from them and going up via the playoffs. So, you know, we can't discount.
Mate. I did see that it came out that if their manager doesn't get Europe, they're going to sack him. So, who knows? Football's a crazy.
Sure, yeah. Well, you know, there's lots going on. Chelsea are terrible for some reason. Man U have had an official graphic put out for their confirmation of Champions League football next year. There's a lot of weird things going on in football. Hearts might win the Scottish Premiership, you know, like Championship, sorry. So, who knows?
I mean, look, it's crazy. Football's a crazy place, and that is why we love it. I saw Ipswich do a bus parade for second, which got some interesting comments online. But look, at the end of the day, when you've been out of the Premier League for that long and make it back, you got to enjoy. You got to make joy out of those moments, right? Like, that's my view on it. I'm all about putting positivity into the world and not negativity and dampening on it. Celebrate the good. Right?
There's a lot of people that don't like that, and especially a lot of, you know, that's what a lot of online is, right? Is that people love to jump on a hate bandwagon for absolutely no reason on pretty much anything.
I get it, right? Like, they didn't win the league, but also they have achieved, you know, their aim. They've done what they wanted.
The aim was to go back up, right? So then
they're back in the Premier League.
How? And they don't have to go through the pain that we're going through, which, yes, may be the best way to go up. But honestly, I just hope if we do manage it, we have a significantly...
It's the worst way to stay in the league as well, isn't it? Right? Both sides of that coin. Like winning at Wembley to go up, hands down the best way to get promoted, apart from maybe like trouncing the league. But losing at Wembley, it's a long drive home, isn't it? Contemplating another season in the Championship with while the football's better, the team will have to look very different, and all of the other stuff that comes with that. So,
but this is the other also thing, mate, is that we're already talking about Wembley when there's a semi-final to win first.
I mean, in general, not necessarily us, right? Just in general.
Just in general, it is horrible. Like, did I feel bad for a lot of the Leeds fans? Yes. Did I also enjoy Leeds are falling apart again? Also, yes. Did I feel bad for all of the crying fans who are upset, especially the kids? Yeah. Did I really, really enjoy celebrating? Yeah. It's just it is truly like the pit of emotions for everybody to experience when
you don't get the maximum highs without the maximum lows. That's how it works, right? It's that important and that enjoyable and that impressive because the stakes are that high, and so that's the flip side of it. But yeah, I don't know. You're right. I don't feel joy in these situations either. I just have nerves in my gut, and I will do until we hopefully come to St Mary's and put in a fight and get it over the line and book our trip to Wembley. And then I will celebrate that for a bit, and then I will go back to just nerves, just pure nerves. It's just part of the production. It's part of my process. It's what balances out my unmitigated optimism, right? Well,
something does.
But yeah, I don't know, mate. It's going to be interesting, and we're going to have a lot of time to build up to it. We've got a whole, couple more episodes before our big preview heading into that game on Saturday. So I'm sure that we will talk about it plenty and probably look back on the season a bit, and just get back to talking about the thing we love about football and try and take at least my mind off of those nerves that come with playoffs until we get to the good bit. Hopefully, that's what we can hope for, right?
Yeah, mate. That's what else is there? It's just going to be weird that there isn't like 3 games a week to talk about anymore.
Yeah. What we can do?
Apparently, there's a World Cup. I don't know if anyone can get there or if anyone's going, but we can sure discuss a bit of that. I know international football is your favourite, mate, as you know.
Not until the playoffs are done. Mate, then, as you well know, I will be fully bought in, as is the way. It doesn't matter until it does, and then it piques my interest to the highest level. Because what else are you going to watch? No one's watching cricket, are they?
I hate to ostracise all our cricket fans, mate.
Oh, I'm sorry to that one person. Right, mate. Let's call it there. We will be back tomorrow to talk about some more football and some more Saints and some more good stuff. But until then, look, let us know in the comments on the socials how you're feeling about the playoffs. Feeling optimistic? Are you like me? You a nervous mess? Got your tickets? Trying to get your tickets? You're in that sort of scramble to do it? Let us know. We love hearing from you. We are Daily Saints Pod, absolutely everywhere. TikTok, X, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube, everywhere. Hit us up. Let us know. But until tomorrow, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you then.
This is the Daily Saints Pod with Zach and Greg.